I'm Anil Kumar, and now we are going to explore patterns with powers of numbers. So I'll have a couple of videos on the same topic. Let's begin with twos. The question here is predict the last digit of 2 to the power of 31. So that is your question. Now, 2 to the power of 31, you have to only predict the last digit, not the whole number, right? So how can you do this kind of a question? You can pause the video, try it out. Here is a solution. We'll kind of make a pattern. So we'll say, well, let us begin with 2 to the power of, let us say, 0. Do you know what is 2 to the power of 0? Let me write it blank for the time being. And then let me continue with 2 to the power of 1. 2 to the power of 1 is 2, we all know, right? And 2 to the power of 2 is 2 times 2, which is 4. 2 to the power of 3 is 2 times 2 times 3, or you can multiply 4 times 2, we get 8. And then we have 2 to the power of 4, which is 8 times 2, 16. 2 to the power of 5 is double of 16, that is 32. And then we have 2 to the power of 6, which is double of 32, so we can say 64. And we can have 2 to the power of 7, which is double of 64, so we get 8 and 12, so 128. So what do we observe here? So what we see here is that the powers of 2 actually are repeated. So we get 2, 4, 8, 6, and then 2, 4, 8, and we know twice 8 is 16, so we'll get 6 at the end. So what we are looking at is the number here. That is the last digit of powers of 2, right? Do you see a pattern here? Well, there is a pattern. It starts with 2, then 4, 8, 6, back to 2, right? So every fifth number is back to 2. So we have 4 different options. What we can do is we can make a table, right? And then in this table we can see how the last digit changes with the exponent, right? So we can see what is 2 to the power. So these are the powers of 1. So let's write down 2 to the power of 1 here. So 2 to the power of 1 is, we say 2 to the power of 1 is equals to 2. 2 to the power of 2 is equals to 4. 2 to the power of 3 is 8. 2 to the power of 4 is 16. And then when it comes to 2 to the power of 5, last digit is 2, and therefore I'm writing here. So we have 2 to the power of 5 is 32. 2 to the power of 6 is 64. 2 to the power of 7 is 128. So what you notice here is that the fifth power has same last digit as the first power. Sixth power has the same last digit as the power with 2. Do you see that? So these columns, let us say this is my column number 1, that is column number 2, this is column number 3, and then we have column number 4. The last digits in this column are going to be exactly same. So that is the kind of pattern. So what you can do is you can figure out some more, and you will notice that the last digit always repeats. So it is 2486, 2486, and so on. Now looking into this pattern, what should be the last digit for 2 to the power of 31? That is the question for you. So can you now predict, right? So one way is you can just count, right? So you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So it should be in this group, and we say, well, the last digit should be whatever, but last digit is 8. So that is our answer, right? One way is that. The second way is, we know these are multiples of 4, and 31 is 1 less than 4, so it should be in the third column, right? So 8 is our answer. So we can use patterns to find the last digit, correct? So that is how you should do it. Now, of course, I left one question here. That is for you to answer. 2 to the power of 0 is how much, right? You should know anything to the power of 0. Let us say, I know this is equals to 5 to the power of 0 also. So anything to the power of 0 is just 1. So that is an exception. So we'll just forget about that. But we'll go with powers from 1 onwards for each case which we take, right? Now here is a test question for you. Now this was 2 to the power of 31, last digit is what? Now my question is, if the last digit for 2 to the power of n is equal to, let us say, 4, then what can be n, where n is greater than 100? Let us say it's greater than 100, then what could be the value of n where 2 to the power of n, the last digit is 4, right? So that is the last digit for us. So this is the question for you. Figure out what should be the value of n so that the last digit of 2 to the power of n is, I should write, is not equal to, is 4, right? So that is the question for you. So go through this question, try to understand and write down at least one value of n for which the last digit of 2 to the power of n is 4. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you.